How's everyone doing? So apparently the slides are not working. So I'm gonna have to go off the dome and just like go off script for once, which is good for me, I think. Growing experience, right? My name is Gabriel. I'm the co-founder of Mochi, also player zero of a DAO coordination game that we like to refer to as Mochi. My pleasure to be up here. Since this is a lightning talk, I'm gonna try and go fast. But again, I'm gonna go off script rather than kind of go through the slide kind of pitchy thing that I do. I'm gonna tell you a story and try to paint a picture for you about how I got to, I think, where we are today with the thing that we call Mochi. So when I was in high school, I was very self-conscious about my weight. I was a very skinny Asian boy, and I went to a high school that was really about football and kind of a daycare in a weird way, but like, you know, very meathead-oriented kind of culture. And I was like very, very skinny, and I was very self-conscious about this. So I was like, how do I put on weight? And I did the most sensible thing that you can think of in high school, which is go onto the internet and ask complete strangers for advice on how to do things. So I went into a forum, and I said, well, how do I put on weight? It's hard for me. I eat tons of food, but I never seem to put on any weight. And somebody responded, well, here's what you do. You actually have to increase your caloric intake by eating more meals. So if you eat 3 meals a day, you need to eat 5 meals a day. I said, great, that's a good idea. I'm going to do that. I did it for about a week, and I was like, yeah, this is fine. And then like right around week 2, I started falling off. I was like, I don't really want to eat 5 meals a day. It's kind of a lot. And I started kind of falling off the thing. I was like, well, I'm not really making progress anymore on this goal of putting on weight. So I went back to the internet again to talk to strangers, and I said, well, I can't really stick to this thing long enough to like, you know, have it actually work. What do I do now? And somebody was like, oh, here's what you do. You find your best friend, and you tell them what you're going to do. You're going to eat 5 meals a day for a month or 2 months or something like that. And you give them your credit card. And you tell them that you're going to tell them what you ate every single day. And if you don't do that, if I don't do that, you can buy whatever you want. And I gave him my debit card. And, you know, I'm a poor high school student, not much money in there. But I told him, I was like, buy anything you want in the case that I don't tell you that I ate 5 meals a day. So fast forward a month, what ended up happening was, you know, lo and behold, I texted him every single day, the 5 meals that I ate. I didn't really put on good weight. I kind of just got unhealthy, to be honest with you. You know, it wasn't like muscular weight. You know, I played football for freshman year, and I decided this is not for me, basically. So it was my first taste, really, into understanding how powerful incentives in putting something, having skin in the game and putting something down can be for changing your behavior and changing habits around your behavior. So fast forward a couple years, well, actually many, many years, I was working at a company from 2015 and 2018, one of the first kind of like primordial organizations, I would say, in Ethereum. I formerly worked on Gnosis for a little bit, and then also an NFT music project called Ujo Music. And I was part of this company, and as it was scaling, I was like 30 at this company. I watched it grow from 30 to 100 to 200, 250, 500, and at its peak, 1,200 by 2018, all within the matter of a couple years. The pace of growth was just scathing. And what I was seeing happen in the organization that was really trying to build itself as a DAO was that people were kind of getting left behind, and more specifically, young people were being sold this vision of this being the future of work, not having managers, not having structure, everything that you already know about DAOs, or at least the ones that are a bit more naive, I would say. And they were not making progress towards their professional goals. So what I started doing was I started throwing parties, one, and because I started throwing parties, a lot of young people started paying attention to me. And what I started doing was asking them, well, what are you working on? And they would give me kind of like the DAO answer that I think everybody here knows, which is, oh, I'm working on 5 different projects, or I'm like working on nothing, really, which are really the equivalent, same thing. So I said, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start putting you on teams of 3 to 4, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna commit to working on something for a period of 8 weeks. I have 1 minute. Okay, we're gonna work on something for 8 weeks, and you're gonna stake on that goal. They sent me some ether, basically, on my MetaMask, and we committed to doing daily asynchronous stand-up check-ins on Slack. Basically, you would do the check-in, and you would earn tokens, and these would eventually become Mochi tokens. But if you didn't do the check-in, you would lose a percentage of the ether that you had at stake. If you kept missing, you would lose more. If you kept missing, your team would start to lose more. And you have this bonding effect, basically, that happens where everybody's keeping each other accountable. Any lost ether goes to a committed slash pool where the organization, the group, the team, the party could basically figure out what it wants to do with that money. So that was kind of like the inkling of when I started thinking about something called Mochi, which is a DAO coordination game that we use to help people stick together. I think I'm pretty close to the end, so I just wanted to say, we're looking to work with DAOs, decentralized teams, anybody that's gone remote recently. You might be feeling the burn, the churn of basically people kind of being asynchronous and hard to coordinate. We want to work with you to basically help people commit to long-term goals and stick together. Tomorrow, Thursday, tomorrow night, we're throwing a party called Ensueño. Ensueño means daydream. It's going to be a lucid dreaming party. We've also used Mochi to induce lucid dreams with people. I'll explain more what that means tomorrow. But other than that, I hope to see you around Bogotá. My name's Gabriel, player0x. Follow us, Bond with Mochi on Twitter, and see you around. Thank you. Ciao.